Going on, everybody? Welcome to the show, the Michael Saylor show, no, Michael Garza show. Obviously, the greatest show on the internet, the one and only, the sexiest, the neediest show. I need your attention so bad, so hard, just like my boy Michael Saylor. He needs Viagra in the form of Bitcoin. My boy Michael Saylor probably buys Viagra with Bitcoin. What a stud. Anyway, so what I really want to talk about is a concept that it seems very foreign to a lot of people, but it makes sense to me, and it's oddly enough always did. First off, I want to say one of the biggest flaws that parents and teachers, or pretty much most people teach, including banks, is that it's important to save your money. We're always taught to think in the form of money, never in the form of asset. Saving your assets is the key. The thing is, saving your money depreciates over time. It's good to have capital sitting to the side. You always want to have some sort of capital sitting to the side of you. Do not get me wrong, you need something. So it's always good to have a cash cushion. But what you want to do is you want to have lots and lots of assets. And I think you should be spread out across different asset classes. By the way, none of this is financial advice. None of it is. It's really financial opinion and financial education. Just like Jeremy Lefebvre. Jeremy Lefebvre is a hack. I just want to get, if you ever come across the channel Financial Education by Jeremy Lefebvre, he's a hack job. He's a gambler, and you don't want to listen to him. So I'm just gonna say that right now. Having said that, so what I want to say is this: I'm a huge fan of saving your assets. I firmly believe in the concept. One of the reasons why I love dividend stocks so much is because I don't want to sell my assets ever, but I want to be rewarded for holding my assets. And yeah, I don't ever want to shave off the top either. It's the thing that here's one of the, I just want to say this about stocks that appreciate over time. I love that. I love the fact that the value of the company grows. But at the same time, sometimes a company can expand a little too much and it just kind of makes the company worse over time. Sometimes it's best for a company not to grow. It's good to have their profits grow if that's possible. But sometimes it's okay for a company not to grow into like an Apple or a Microsoft. You know what I mean? I think it's good to disperse your actual earnings, your actual profits. Not all of them, not all of it, by the way, but some of it to the shareholders, people who've actually invested in the company. I think it's important. And also, I think a dividend gives incentive to any CEO who takes over for a company because CEOs get stock options, which means that they get stock they can hold of the company ownership, which means in turn they get a dividend payout. Sure, they get taxed, obviously, but that's not the point. The point is that you're getting something, right? And I would rather be taxed on something than have to wait a real long time to eventually sell. Here's the thing. So long-term capital gains tax is what, like 15%, 10%? I don't know what it is. It's a certain percentage. And yeah, short-term capital gains tax, whatever, but dividend payout, it's not that bad. I get taxed on my dividends. I'll admit that. And is it pleasant? No, but there's nothing wrong with getting a dividend. And it's one of the disagreements that I have with my mentor. I love Strongman, by the way. Strongman Personal Finance is one of my favorite dudes. But he and I do disagree on one small factor. It is that we're just not big fans of, what do you call it? I just can't think today. Just not big fans. I'm just not. I just want to say this right now. I am not a fan of money. You know, currency, any currency, physical or digital. I think that saving your money is stupid. Whether if you're saving a digital cryptocurrency or something like that, I think that's dumb. I think if you're saving the dollar, the yen, the pound, anything, I think that's dumb. or the euro or whatever currencies are out there. It's a little ridiculous. I don't know. But let's see. Sorry guys, I'm just taking a look at a few things. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, anyway. All right. Just taking a look at a few things, but I'm really excited about sharing this philosophy. Now, okay, so I took a break from trash talking Bitcoin. I had to. Like, there's only so much trash talking I could do about one thing. I'll get back to those videos. But I really want to just spread the awareness of saving your assets. I think there's a lot to the art of it. One is the goal is to never sell. The goal is to never sell any of your assets that are cash producing. Now, if there's some that are not cash producing, but they appreciate over time, that's good. And there's some that you have to swing trade. There's some assets that you have to swing trade. Like, for instance, the BITI, the BITI, it's the ETF that allows me to bet against Bitcoin. I swing trade it frequently because it's part of my portfolio that allows me to fund it. Oddly enough. Now, I still fund it through normal means, just by taking my money and throwing my money in my brokerage account. But at the same time, a little tired today. It's been a long day. Yeah, I'm an exhausted boy today, you guys. I did a little bit of late night door dashing, delivery driving. Always fun though. But sorry, I'm reading the Strongman Personal Finance chat because I get kind of a kick out of it. It's fun to watch strongman people. I'm a Strongman Personal Finance fan. I'm a big fan of his. And there we go. I'm trying to adjust my pants, but I don't know if anybody's in the chat at the moment. But what do you guys think? Saving your assets. I'm also going to try an experiment here. I'm going to try to get some people in on OBS Ninja. I think it's now VDO Ninja. Let me make sure. Oh,
hello,
basics.
and welcome.
Okay. I think I got the hang of it already just by looking at it. So add your camera to OBS, remote screen share into OBS. So I create a room. So, Enter the room's control center in the director's role. Okay, that's pretty dope. And then I can add a camera to OBS. Yeah. Now, I don't know. Actually, Video Ninja looks kind of strange. I'm going to just avoid Video Ninja and probably just keep using StreamYard whenever I want to do videos that require multiple people on, or just having anybody on, really. It's always fun. Always a good time. So I guess another thing I want to talk about is, why would you save your assets and not your money? People always wonder this. It's like, well, your assets are actually more valuable than your money. Your assets do appreciate over time. Not only that, your assets can't be printed. A company can reissue more stock, but that's only if they need to for funding and shit like that. And if you're in good companies, that doesn't happen very often. It just depends. If you're in shitty companies, shitty penny stocks, they might reissue more shares and shit, and it just gets really sketch. But outside of it, though, I don't know what else. I think of what else I want to say on this. But yeah, for instance, any physical currency you save has no intrinsic value because it's not backed by anything, so you can't like ever exchange it for gold or anything. It's only backed by government promises and our military, and it's like it's a stretch. I think the goal at this point is to, what would be the goal? I keep wondering, but the goal is really just to have as many productive assets as you can. I love leased-out real estate, which is one of the reasons why I'm so into real estate investment trusts, because there are companies that own real estate that they lease out to either companies or to other companies, for instance, like Realty Income. One of their tenants is Walmart. That's a good example. There's other ones like there's some that own apartment buildings and they lease those out to tenants. And then there's some that are like just warehouses, storage facilities, you name it. There's real estate investment trusts, I think, are probably the most underappreciated asset during high interest rate times. When the real estate investment trust crash happened, I was all up in that booty. Like I was getting great real estate investment trusts at low PE ratios, which really does matter, by the way. Because if it's a low PE ratio, that means it's closer to its actual valuation. And also, the REITs that I get into, I make sure that they have proven cash flows. Good cash flows, like well managed, like a well managed company that doesn't fuck around. I do try to remain as diversified as I can with my REIT selection. So, if I see a REIT that I like, I will add a share of it to my portfolio, even if I do question a little bit of their managerial decisions. The way I look at it is, a lot of the companies I own, a lot of the companies that I buy into tend to be during bear markets when I buy into them, but I'll buy during a bull run, obviously. I just try to buy whenever I can. I think the best opportunity to buy anything is in the here and now, even if that something is a little overvalued. You do want to make sure it's not super overvalued, because then it's not even worth it. It's almost as bad as like a company that promises future profits. I don't like that at all. I want to make sure that it's within reason, that the valuation of the company is not too far outside of what its actual earnings are. That matters. Those things matter, at least to me. Just looking over a few things. One moment. But let's see. But man, oh man, I just want to say one thing. I'm almost done with my the Google IT course. Holy crap, has it taken a while? It's great. It's fun. I've had a blast with it so far. But yeah, I've been so tired lately. Like, I've been studying my ass off though. Like, I really do. I'm always studying. Like, if there's one thing I do, it's study maybe too much. Like a lot, like just too damn much. I always read a lot of books, but at the same time, I can never get enough of learning. I read for information more than anything. A lot of people I know tend to pleasure read. I'm not like out there reading Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. I've read those books, obviously, but they're great. But when I was younger, that's when I read them. As I've gotten older, it's more fun to read for information. I do like, what people brand as self-help. I do like those books because they do give me added tools that I wasn't aware of, or maybe was aware of but didn't take seriously. So I don't know. What people genre as self-help, I'm like, dude, this is actually helping me out. So I mean, I don't like hearing self-help because it's not, if I was self-helping myself, I'd be doing it myself. The book in itself is the guide, so there is some sort of mentor who wrote the book, so I'm not doing it by myself. If anything, they should relabel those. Instead of being self-help, they should call it outside help. Because you are getting outside help. It's just the outside mentorship, I don't know. I'm being a little too technical. I just hate the term self-help. It's just so fucking... I just hate it. I hate the term. Fuck. It's cracking my neck, you guys. Oh. But yeah, save your assets, because the cool thing about your assets is if you save them and they are cash producing, you can use that cash to pay off liabilities. I use a lot of my dividend payments to pay for my car, the car that is it leasing? No, not leasing, because that'd be like a rent. The car that I bought but had to use financing to get. That's cool, but it's very sexy. Check my phone out real quick. Oh no, my bro sent me a GIF. Oh, Scott Stapp, baby. Oh, dude. That right there. It's peak America. We have gone downhill. Figure I'll get my brother on the show.
Mike, I have 3% battery left.
Oh, Gaia, I was just going to see if you want to be on the show. Never mind.
Well, I'm pretty hoarse. I've been sick for the last week.
Got you. At least make sure you get your phone on the charger. But are you feeling better? Or you're not feeling any better?
I feel better. Just my chest and my throat are still pretty bad, but. Kind of hurts, and then getting there. My ear is like halfway unplugged, so it's getting close.
No, I just hope you're feeling better, man. Well, I got a new bed. I'm getting a new bed, so I don't know why I wanted. It's a queen size. I had a full size. I had a full size bed, and now I got a queen size bed. I just figure you guys would be you guys would appreciate it. No, my other one was also one of those Amazon bed in a box ones that were it was like $200-$300 when I got it, and it's basically all foam and it sucks ass.
Well, glad you got a new bed. Good for you.
But hey, man, feel better. I just feel bad for you. Hey, don't feel like you got to talk or anything, man. Just get some rest and just make sure the cats are doing all right.
Oh yeah, they're hanging. Louise is getting tired too. I just took some Tylenol PM a little bit ago. So.
Oh hey, get some rest and just stay classy.
I'm classy. We all know that.
No, you're not. Not with that chain.
Okay.
No.
Hey, my chain is great.
All right, love you, bro. All right, get rest. All right, later. Bye. Damn, I didn't know my bro was still feeling kind of sick. I guess he's been dealing with like congestion and stuff and all that shit. But yeah, I just hope he feels better. I didn't want to bug him too much. It sounded like he was struggling to even speak. But yeah, feel like I wanted to add something else to this, but I got distracted. Let's see. Let's see what's going on in the strongman chat real quick. I'm so curious. But I'm really happy I'm really happy doing these live streams. I think it's important to do as many live streams as I can and really communicate with the audience and get to know you guys a little bit better. But no, it matters to me to be able to really share my core philosophy, and that core philosophy is to save your assets. It's not fancy. It's not like I'm telling you guys to buy the next 10x stock. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it would be. I'm not sure what it could be. But my main priority is to help you guys at least know that as long as you have good assets, I think remaining diversified is very key. I think that portfolio weighting is extremely overrated. I really do. Like, without a doubt, I think portfolio weighting might be the most annoying thing in the world. I do get into stocks that don't pay a dividend. I do get them because I do believe they will appreciate over time and I can eventually sell. There are some assets I will sell if I feel like they, even if they don't produce a dividend by any means, I want to make sure I at least get something out of it after 10 years. But a lot of my assets, though, I make sure they pay a dividend. It's because it's the golden goose theory. Why get rid of the golden goose, or why kill the golden goose when you can keep the golden goose, take care of it, and it can give you eggs? That's the whole point. So that's the way I look at the companies I invest in. I want to make sure they're golden geese that can lay eggs for me. Those eggs are in the form of a dividend. Makes things easier, for sure. I really do enjoy dividend payouts. I love seeing them go into my account every single day. I think they're just important. I think people who underestimate the power of a dividend, you're not doing any justice. But saving your assets, though, really is the key. And as much as you can, like, saving your money, I really do believe is a joke. It's good to have money on the side, though. Don't get me wrong. I still keep a cash supply on the side. Because you never know. What if we go back to the gold standard? Or what if I actually need money? That's the point. You always want to have, I think it's good to have cash on the side for sure. But Tim is saying UFC just ended. My man, I don't really know most of the fighters, sadly. I'm not really much of a UFC guy, but Tim, do you know who, what were they actually? Well, I don't really know who won. I don't know if I just want to know where the match is good. Like, were they worthwhile? I want to see get back into it, though, is Brock Lesnar, because he was in the UFC for a little bit. Like, I know he was a wrestler before, but then decided, hey, I'm going to go from WWE wrestling to, Tim Smith is saying, how much emergency fund should I have? It really depends on the person. For me personally, I think this is me personally, my ideal would be like $10,000 sitting in your checking account just to be able to use whenever you need it. That's not possible for a lot of people. Hell, it's almost even impossible for me. Most of the time, I usually have $5,000 to $6,000 just sitting in my checking account, just in case I need it. But yeah, I would say that my end goal is to always have at least $10,000 sitting in the checking account, just, to pay off things, to pay whatever I need to pay, stuff like that. And then, yeah. So it really depends on the person, though. Not every. It depends. Like if you have like a really high end lifestyle, um, I don't know. I don't really consider it an emergency fund. I just think it's good to have. I just think it's good to have cash sitting in your checking account for when you really need it. You might need it for a good thing. You might need it for a bad thing. I never really look at it as an emergency fund. I just look at it as just in case I need it for something important. It's in my importance fund, is what I call it. So if I need something, I don't know. um, Tim was saying, yeah, it was a very good night. They were in Brazil. Nice. Tim also said Conor McGregor returns in June. Oh, the Irishman. Oh my God, Conor McGregor is coming for you. He's coming to kick your arse. Oh, my boy, dude, Conor McGregor's back. Fuck. So Tim said when COVID happened, I took out $400 cash in $5 bills. I've since put it back into my account, but I'll do that again. Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world, man. Sometimes it's good just to have cash on standby. Like I just keep all my money pretty much just spare cash sits in my checking account. I do keep some cash on hand. Like I'll keep like, $20 bills in a couple drawers just in case. But most of the time, no. Not really needed. Oh, sorry, I went silent for a second. Sorry, I was reading the Strongman Personal Finance Discord. But let's see. Let's see here. Hmm. No, sorry. I've started to enjoy the Strongman Personal Finance Discord because it's not like flooded with a bunch of people, but it's got enough conversation going on, and it's like, okay, this is kind of interesting. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I think it's good just to have some cash on standby. Now, I think $10,000 is a bit excessive to having cash, but that would be my ideal. Would be having $10,000 in cash at all times, and then just make sure that I have that as a baseline, just a consistent baseline of $10,000 in cash just sitting there. You know what I mean? Like, if it goes below, 10,000, you still want to replenish to get to that 10,000 marker. But I think it's good to be consistently around $10,000 sitting in your checking account, and then consistently investing as much as you can. And then, like I just said, save your assets. Save them, let them sit there. Your assets are more important to save than cash, in my opinion. But you do need cash on standby when you need it. We live in a cash society, so. Do I think cash is valuable? No. I think assets are far more valuable. Assets that are inflation proof really matter. I think stocks and real estate are truly the key. There's more than stocks and real estate. Obviously, there are commodities. I think you could play with oil a little bit. You could play with gold, stocks. I have commodity ETFs. There's a couple oil ones. I don't remember which ones they are specifically that I have at least a share of. Gold ETFs, silver ETFs, like it gives you the exposure to them because the ETF itself is backed by gold or silver depending on what it's backed by. So it's real. Like what you're investing in is real silver, real gold, real oil. Like there's some that are just oil futures though. you do want to try to get into something that allows you to get direct exposure to the physical thing, the physical commodity. Because with commodities, the thing is, I'm always trying to develop the most weatherproof portfolio that I can have. And when I say weatherproof, what I'm really trying to say is the most guarded from negativity. Because I think the more diversified you are across asset classes, and it doesn't have to be a specific weight, you just need to be exposed to as many different asset classes as you can. And honestly, even if you're a part of one asset class, you're pretty much okay, in my opinion. But it's still good to venture outside of those, to be exposed to gold, silver, even bonds. I love bonds. The only thing that sucks about bonds is that the principal itself doesn't appreciate over time. So that's why I don't. That's why my portfolio is not bond heavy. It has bonds through bond ETFs, but not bond heavy in any way, shape, or form. It's just I want the exposure. That's pretty much about it. My stock, I'm a big stock guy. Anytime I can get a hold of stocks, I'm pretty much all about it. But yeah, you should still be exposed to as many different asset classes as you can. Me preferably, I'm all about productive assets. So I'm pretty stock heavy. Don't get me wrong. I'm heavy in stocks, like ETFs that have baskets of stocks in them. Basically, index ETFs is what I'm saying. Those are what I look for. One moment though. I'm gonna get real quick. I need to replenish. That a root beer? Son of a bitch. Am I? Hold on. Not a root beer, you guys. You guys did this. Hold on. Get that fucking root beer. Put it over here. Over there. My root beer. Oh, there it is. Oh, thank God. Thought I lost my last root beer. I was getting nervous. I was getting way too nervous. But hell yeah. I need my Stewart's root beer. So I saw your comment briefly, but it like went away. The hell? So, dude, YouTube has been so annoying with their freaking censorship of comments. Like, I just saw Tim's comment for a brief second, and then it just went away. I will say, I think they've been auto-censoring certain things. Oh, there we go. That was the first look inside Garza's fridge we've gotten. Took a screenshot. We'll post on Twitter for group analysis. That's fucking great. Yeah, you're not gonna get anything truly entertaining from my fridge. Just lots of Rolling Rock and just lots of shit. But yeah, I had to get a root beer. Yeah, you're pretty much see coconut water, shitty beer, and lots of hot sauce. Oddly enough, way too many fucking hot sauces as well. Oh. I need a root beer real bad. I was just craving one. That's why I try to keep root beer on tap. Well, not on tap, in bottles in my fridge 24/7. But I thought I lost my last root beer. I was like, what the fuck? Who took my root beer? I was about ready to go like freaking ape shit. I was ready to like, no. I got plenty of other shit. I got like coconut water. I'm a bougie white woman. I always tell everybody I'm a bougie white woman. I have my coconut water. I have my essential oils. I'm a total Karen, by the way. I'm a Karen. Let me speak to your manager. But yeah. So Tim, you're gonna have a heyday with what's in my fridge. It's pretty lame. My fridge is lame as what I have in there is lame. But Lots of good shit though. And I don't know if anybody's ever had Stewart's root beer, but I get this from Grocery Outlet. So I shop at discount. So one of the ways that I am able, I don't save money. I just try to spend less of it. One of the ways that I spend less money is I go to places like discount grocery stores, like the Grocery Outlet. I don't know, Kira, if you have anything like the Grocery Outlet, or Tim, if you have any discount stores that you like to go to, but discount stores are great. Discount grocery stores are the best. Like, a lot of the items are still good. They're just closer to the expiration date a lot of the time. So, for example, I get bread at cheap prices there because it's closer to the expiration date. But what I do is I just freeze the bread. So I'll get like 2 full loaves and legitimately just freeze both of them. And when I want to eat some bread or makes, I just put it in the toaster oven real quick. I put like four slices of bread right in the toaster oven, and bam, Tim says, by the way, Kira says LMAO. Yeah, Tim says our discount grocery stores in Canada are pretty much just as good as mainstream stores. It's the same stuff, just closer to the expiration date. Yeah, that's the best thing about it, man. Kira says freezing bread is based. Maybe it is. I just think I'm, honestly, I've spent most of my life like, I'm not like a rich kid or anything. I would have to say that, like I definitely was in lower, like, I wouldn't say I was like dirt poor or anything like that when I was a kid, but I was definitely like, we were kind of like close to the very bottom of being middle class. Like, we were right there, kind of at the teeter. Sometimes if like certain things happen in life, we would be kind of, strapped for money, and we would have to, but not all the time. So I'd say I was in the lower, like really, really bottom of the barrel middle class most of the time. But we usually would have to shop at like discount grocery stores and actually, really make sure money was good so we weren't in a shitty position. But it is one of those things. So, I mean, it's a good thing to do that. I'm glad, I'm glad I shop at discount grocery stores because it allows me to rack up more money, invest even more, which is nice. I'm always looking to invest more. It's kind of my obsession. It's an obsession of mine for sure. Like, I always say it's definitely, like, I would say I'm passionate, but obsession just sounds more fun to say. I'm more obsessed with investing. It's more fun to say. Makes me sound imbalanced, and I like it that way. Let's see. Tim says, why we do have a lot of specialty markets though for premium products that are more expensive. I go to those too for some things like grass-fed beef, kimchi, shrimp, organic, veggies, etc. Tim is also saying we also have a lot of ethnic markets like Russian, Greek, etc. Nice, my man, dude, get it. Get it. Ooh. Ooh. But yeah, now I want to kind of reiterate why I'm doing this this particular stream, because one, I got tired of trashing Bitcoin. There's only so much you could trash on something to where it gets, I was getting a little tired of it. I'll still make more of those videos, by the way, occasionally. I felt like I was doing them a little too often, and it was just getting tough to do. I'd rather talk about things that I prefer, it's more fun. I'd rather tell people like, hey, save your assets, not Bitcoin is for suckers, which, kind of believe, but like, I can't, it's just fun. But yeah, my real thing is I really just want to keep encouraging people to save assets. Save your assets, man. Saving your assets will help your ass. It'll save your ass. And I realize I got so many fucking pieces of garbage. I was looking at the camera and I was like, what the hell? Hold on. Give me a second, you guys. All right. Okay, so Kira is also saying, to be honest, I'm not a big eater. I'm 112 pounds. Work from home and just order bare minimum groceries online. And then Tim also says, why do you order groceries online? This entire order online culture is so insane. Get off your ass and go get your own food. I don't know, like, if it's... And Kira also says, I order groceries online because I am a social recluse, LMFAO. I don't like going outside either. Well, I don't know. Outdoors is awesome. Like, I'm an outdoorsy person, I got to admit. I think it's just everybody's a little bit different with it. I get it. Being a social recluse, sometimes it's good to challenge those feelings, you know, because I'm fairly introverted naturally, so I get that. But I try to, one of the reasons I enjoy going to the grocery store is just because, you know, it's good to just see people out there, I guess, just to see that people is still breathing, I guess. It's good. Yeah, there's something about it. I don't know. I'm not going to judge, though, on that at all. I mean, like, look, some people just really don't like social interaction, and that's okay. I get it. As somebody who is introverted, because I consider myself as much as, even though I talk like a million miles an hour and I talk too much, I am a natural introvert. It is tough for me to really, I guess because I'm not the best at interacting with people. I've gotten better. I always tell myself with every interaction I'm improving, so at least my ability to speak clearly makes sense. Kira says, I get my social interaction from Discord, YouTube, and 4chan, the holy trifecta. I will say, though, I mean, like, it's not, if you want to think of it on a biological sense, it's not true interaction, though. The reason I say that is because you're not getting what's called, it's a certain neurochemical. Certain chemical is produced by the body. Oxytocin, that's the one I'm thinking of. So the thing is, through physical interaction, like a handshake, a hug, or even sex, you basically get an oxytocin release from those things. And it's really an important thing. That's why I think that people who are on social media too much or online a little too much and don't socially interact, you do lose out on producing oxytocin, which is the connection chemical. And as far as I know, there might be a way to fool yourself into creating oxytocin. I don't really know like what the science would be behind that. I don't even know how healthy that would be to fool yourself, because oxytocin really is a reward for that. In a weird way, it's a reward for being socially interactive. Like, our bodies have been designed that way. But yeah, I'm not even gonna diss it or anything like that. Like I said, I spend a lot of time alone, like a lot. I don't think it's good for me. I don't think it's good for me in the long run. But I do try to like interact with others, friends, family. I'm not saying like, be the life of the party or anything like that, but it's good to have friends, good to have family around, do what you can. Tim also says, let's see, that's what I said, mentally ill. If you are wondering who is propping up Bitcoin, it's mentally ill social recluses who need people to bring them groceries. It's a little harsh. But no, I don't know. That was a little harsh, but I don't know. But I think I see where Tim's coming from. Maybe I don't know. Let's see, and then Kira says I wouldn't disagree with you there, Tim. My bitcoins keep me company. And Kira also says, and yeah, I get what you mean, Michael. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly just, everybody, and some people are just built differently. Some people, I wonder if some people just don't really need as much oxytocin half the time. There is that possibility that some people can exist without needing that chemical. I don't know the full science behind it. I will admit there are certain gray areas for me. I understand certain concepts behind it, but not all of it. But yeah, no, I try to, it's another reason why I enjoy doing like delivery driving and stuff. It's just nice to be able to, even if I'm just going to get a McDonald's order, just doing delivery driving, it's fun just to, just to even see somebody and just be like, oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Something simple like that, just even if it's for a moment. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit, I do like to spend time alone because there are projects I like to work on. Like this right now is a project of mine. This YouTube channel is an entire project of mine. And yeah, I'm socializing with you guys to a point. Even on a video chat, you're not technically doing a full immersive social interaction. A real social interaction, though, I believe involves two people being present in, the same area, at least looking at each other in real life. I think that's important. Sure, virtualization can be very convenient. I think it makes doing a team meeting very convenient. It's a philosophical conundrum. But no, I see where Tim's coming from. I see where Kira's coming from too. I have my foot in the door on both ends. I don't really like getting things delivered to me though, except for like mail. Like maybe something from Amazon if I needed to get something that wasn't in one of my local stores. I'm a little old fashioned. I'll admit it, for sure. But at the same time, not too much. I do like modern technology, like what it does. So it's not the best answer in the world, but hopefully it helps you guys. But no, Tim and Kira, I appreciate your guys' insights though. Very valuable to me. Also, I like I don't know. I like hearing what other people have to say because I feel like I'm so one-dimensional sometimes in my thinking. I really am. So damn one-dimensional. It sucks. So I do like to try to critically think, though, as much as possible. Oh. Tim is also saying the point is I can't see the average person who isn't a mentally ill social recluse, adapting to using crypto. So I don't see it ever becoming mainstream. Yeah, I mean, I think, and then Kira's also saying, well, the same could be said about the internet in its early days. It was only for geeks and recluses, but now everyone uses it. I think the reason everybody uses it now is because it's more plug and play than it used to be. The internet itself. Like visiting a website and stuff like that. It used to be fairly plug and play even back in the day. But using a computer is a lot easier now than it's ever been. So you don't even have to really know much about computers to even use a computer, which is nice. So I think if they can make Bitcoin easier, like more accessible, maybe make it to where that there's more layered interfaces that can interface into the Bitcoin blockchain. I don't know. I mean, I think there's been simpler ways, extensions upon it. I have no idea. I'm a little ignorant to that, but Kira is also saying, if you think about it, only people who knew what they were doing were what they were doing were using computers in the 80s. Tim also says, yeah, but everyone uses the parts of the internet that are extremely user friendly, mostly just to scroll pictures and videos. Oh, sorry, I keep burping, you guys. It's my fault for drinking root beer. Just to scroll for pictures and videos and things. Yeah, so like I said, computers have become way more user friendly, to where what's the term? To where you didn't have to be so immersed into it. It's more encapsulated. So when you use a computer, you don't have to know what it's doing. All you need to know is you have to hit the power button, and then you have to have like a mouse and keyboard, and then just, know where a few things are at in the operating system, that sort of thing. Back in the day, though, it was very tough. Computers were not user friendly. I mean, you had to know exactly what you were doing with the computer that you were using. Computers. Honestly, the age of computers is astounding. It's wild just how fucking far we've come. I gotta take a step back and appreciate it. Kira also says in response, true, but I think that Bitcoin UI friendly infrastructure will start to become prevalent in the coming decades. It's within financial institutions' incentive to build that kind of infrastructure. Yeah, and I can see that. So, well, Bitcoin can't really ever be backed by anything, because of its decentralized and uncontrollable nature. I don't know. It would be interesting to see financial institutions build interfaces that make having a wallet a lot easier. I don't know. Something. But Kira also says in the future, people using Bitcoin will not need to know about ECDSA, Merkle trees, or hashes, or even halvings, really. Kira says Bitcoin is backed by Bitcoin. Oh. Yeah, it's interesting. That's interesting. But, hold on. So for me, like I said, I still don't, I see what you're trying to say with the value of Bitcoin, that the value is is the network itself, and there's a lot of interesting, cool factors software wise. I just still don't think that the software is enough to still make it like a $1.2 trillion valuation. I'm going off topic a little bit, but yeah, I'm not like I said, I'm not against Bitcoin existing. I'm just against Bitcoin being overvalued. And I do think that it's a stretch to make it to value it at 1.2 trillion. I think it's a big stretch. Who knows? I could be wrong. That's why I hold Bitcoin. I don't fully believe in it, but I do think it's a hedge against if I'm wrong. And like I said, I don't really believe I'm all that wrong. But then again, if I am wrong, I won't even know it until I know it. So I won't know it till I know it. Let's see. Kira says, I think BTC is undervalued at the moment, to be honest, but we'll all see. Oh, yeah. But let's see. But yeah, I was gonna say with what Tim was saying, yeah, I think that the thing that Bitcoin does lack as well is user friendliness. I think if if we can see interfaces that make the user not have to think about the underlying functionality, that does matter. There needs to be some sort of plug and play element to all of it. I think there will be software companies and institutions that try to build that framework around Bitcoin somehow. It's just the problem is you're not really physically like sending anything anywhere. You're sending pieces of data. That's the only thing. It's like, I mean, maybe that is the way it should be. I don't know. It's debatable. It's still a point of debate. Let's see. Kara says, I think BTC is undervalued. Oh, I already read that. My bad. I don't know why I read that twice. Tired of sale. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, I was checking one more thing. And but Kira also says, I guess the question here is, can an asset be digital? Maybe that's what you and many others struggle with. So on the basis of intellectual property, something that is digital can be an asset. I'll give you an example. Digital assets for a company could be like Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is, as far as I know, closed source. It's the intellectual property of Microsoft. You need a license to run it. And that is an asset to Microsoft. That's a software that is an asset to Microsoft, and it's used as a specific service for the end user, whatever that, if for word processing in this example. And I think I don't struggle with digital things being an asset, especially valuable, but I do believe that you have to, in a weird way, own that digital thing and be able to sell it as a service. Lease it, I should say. Lease it as a service. I think that matters. But yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about Bitcoin is I don't own the software. I have the Bitcoin in my little wallet and it's all within the software's framework. But I myself can't own the actual software. Sure, it's all open source. I can, in a sense that can be used as an asset. If I want to create a company that wanted to create some sort of decentralized ledger, that is a consideration for sure. Kira also says, but yeah, essentially Bitcoins aren't really sent anywhere. The owner just changes. Yeah, it's it just goes from one wallet address to another. Yeah, it just shifts. And then Tim says, I don't like digital assets because I don't like an asset that ceases to exist when electricity goes out. Kira says electricity going out indefinitely, though, would be the catalyst for a global civilization collapse. At that point, digital assets are the least of your worries. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would like to believe society won't collapse on us. I hope not. Crossing my fingers, but yeah, I just if I'm going to go for any asset, one question I ask myself for sure is, if economic uncertainty to the max happened and the stock market crashed, what would crash harder? Would Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies out there, would they all crash really quickly? I believe they would. I believe if a massive stock market crash happened, or if interest rates got way too high, I believe you would see a very quick collapse, a flash collapse of the Bitcoin price and all those other cryptocurrencies out there. I think they would crash faster than the stock market because the stock market holds companies that are valuable. They do things. They provide a product and a service. I just believe that Bitcoin and the altcoins, I believe they're all risky to hold in the long term. And if you want to hold them, great, but I still think it's smart to if you believe in Bitcoin, you should still, I think, bet against it a little bit, just in case you're wrong about it. That's why I hold Bitcoin, just in case my bet against it's wrong. I'm willing to admit that I could be wrong. That's why if you're hedging anything, you want to own what you're betting against. Like, that's like hedging 101. So, or what you're betting for. You want to own the opposite, it just depends. Kira also says Bitcoin would crash harder. We saw that when we had a little scare earlier. Kira also says, unfortunately, BTC is still considered to be a risk on asset. Kira says, I have limit orders in the biddy at 80K, 90K, and 100K BTC. Okay. So if Bitcoin goes on a little bit of a bull run, you can then, because your gains that you get from the unrealized gains from the Bitcoin that you have are good, and they can cover some of the purchasing power. Well, because you haven't realized the gains until you sell it, but you can, on a bull run, you could just keep buying more of the biddy at lower prices. That's smart. That's great. That means it's good to hedge against your position a little bit, just because you never know. You just don't know. And hey, you get to at least profit a little bit if Bitcoin goes down again. So, I don't know what price Bitcoin will be at. In fact, I don't even know what price it is now. I do like to check, just because I've been swing trading the biddy quite a bit, and making a good amount. Hey, if Bitcoin goes up on another bull run, I'll just buy more biddy, because I've just been kind of selling a little on the top, a little off the top, a little off the top, as it's been going on a bull run. Well, as the biddy, I should say, sorry. As the Bitcoin drops, I've been shaving the top off the biddy. Anyway, whatever. I can't speak today. It's been fun though. I really do enjoy doing live streams though. It's actually one of the more fun things. I get to kind of think about stuff, kind of give people ideas. People give me ideas, and I just like helping people. And maybe people see me go through my process, kind of helps them out. And it's kind of what I do. I just kind of think about things and kind of come up with some sort of little actionable plan and just kind of roll with it. But yeah, so right now Bitcoin's at $63,312. Earlier today it was up $64,000. Nice. But as Bitcoin goes down, if it keeps crashing down further and further every day, I got no real problem betting, selling a little bit of my biddy position, just because I've been buying biddy at such low prices that biddy goes way up. I wouldn't say way up, but it goes up, and then I'll sell a little off the top here, a little off the top here, and then if biddy goes back down in price, then I'll just buy more of the biddy again, and just kind of let the cycle repeat. Ups, down, you play that volatility swing and just see what happens. See what you can do to win. Let's see. Kira's saying, I'm thinking we might see BTC reach 100K and then crash to 40K, similar to what we saw in 2021, 2022. Oh, I can see it. I can see it going up to a certain point and then just suddenly crater, and that makes sense to me. But with a lot of the things that have been going on in the world, with a lot of people, there's a lot of fear, and while sometimes optimism comes back into play for a little bit, I think there may still be more fear, and I think when people are getting into Bitcoin just to make a quick buck, and I think that's the majority of people, I really do. I think you're going to see wild price swings because the demand is going to fluctuate so heavily. You see it all the time with Bitcoin. The demand suddenly goes skyrockets, then the demand wanes and goes really down. And the demand craters. That's when the price craters, So, but I've been having fun playing the volatility swings. And is the biddy something I still want to buy as it dips? Sure. Oh, I love buying the biddy. Biddy my titty. That's pretty much my shtick. But yeah, no, I just enjoy it. But yeah, I just, for the most part though, I just keep investing in solid assets, stocks, bonds, commodities, just anything that gives me something. Commodities really just kind of give me a hedge against inflation naturally, so that's kind of interesting. Kira says it's pretty funny. I never in my life had heard of the biddy before this channel. Yeah, I was surprised that more people weren't talking about it. It is the biddy ETF has been around for a while, and it's basically a full-fledged, I mean, it does a really good job of doing the exact opposite of what Bitcoin does in a day. Like I say, if Bitcoin goes up 3%, biddy does a really good job of going down to 3%. It's intentionally meant to be a way to short Bitcoin without having to be nuts deep into the options process of it, which is nice because I love the fact that the ETF does what it needs to do. The people who run the ETF do what they need to do to make it all work. Is there a 1.33% expense ratio? Yes, there is. Which, 1.33% going to the fund is fine to me because the amount of profits that I've made naturally from this, yeah, I'm fine with that expense ratio. I don't mind some of my funds being used towards it. So for every $100 that I put in, $1.33 is being used towards the fund, and whoop-de-doo. I've just had so much. That's why I swing trade the biddies, because you can get those sweet instant profits. It's just nice. I love it. I'm a huge fan of it, and I'm just going to continue to be a huge fan of the biddy. I just, I just don't understand why more people don't realize that. It's just not very well advertised. I think so many of these ETFs, so many of these companies that run these ETFs don't want people to know about the biddy. You know what I mean? Because I don't think they want people to realize that there's a way to bet against Bitcoin. Even if it's just using an ETF that works on like futures contracts that allow you to benefit from the downfall of the price. I love it though. It's just great. It's I just think that there's more of a chance for Bitcoin to go down than for it to go up, and that's just my thesis. And really, that's about it. But yeah, I was gonna say this: if Bitcoin keeps going down, no, I mean keeps going yeah, Bitcoin keeps going down. I'll be able to keep shaving off some of my price position in the biddy, and that'll be fun. Kira also says I would definitely only start buying biddy once we reach euphoria again and the BTC bros start getting excited again. Yeah, and that's pretty much why I was buying up the biddy as much as I was. Because I saw there was so many people saying buy Bitcoin, let's all get into it, bro. Yeah, pump it up, bro, pump it up, you know. And I was just like, no, if you're all telling me I need to buy this, I need to bet against it for sure. And I'm smart to do it. So very smart, one of the best, one of the greatest. Donald J. Trump owns all the Bitcoin. I'm one of the best Bitcoin miners of all time, but I'm my digital hard hat. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, and then Kira also says extreme bullish sentiment is a pretty good signal in this. I agree with that. Sorry, just checking my phone real fast. I am checking one thing, though, real quick. Hold on. Just give me one moment. Thank you. Kira says, ha ha ha, that Trump impression is spot on. I appreciate the acknowledgement. I am one of the greatest Trump impersonators of all time. I really got to admit. When you buy my product, you get a 100% money back guarantee. And if you don't, you're fired. If you don't like my product, you're fired. You're fired. It's a sham of a trial. Sleepy Joe Biden. Joe Biden loves Michael Garza. Michael Garza's a big fan of Joe Biden. I'm not a big fan of that at all. He's riding with Biden. No, just kidding. I'm not riding with Biden. Don't worry, everybody. But I do like to make my Trump impression seem like I'm gay for Biden. Everybody loves Joe Biden. I don't know why. He's that kind of guy. I don't know. Don't know where he gets it from. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I walked into the room and I said, "Oh, what a beautiful room." That's the Shane Gillis impression of Donald Trump. He's like, he basically says you just gotta like what was it? You gotta do something and describe what you just did. It's like, and then I walked into the room. I said, "Oh wow, what a marvelous room I just walked into." But I walked into this marvelous room and said, "Oh wow, what a marvelous room." Yeah, like I just, oh man. But no, it's funny shit, man. Holy shit. Oh lordy. But yeah, as far as it goes, trying to think if there's anything went out. I do got to go to bed a little. Well, it's already 10:45. Jesus. Well, I don't have to go to bed early, but I'm a tired boy. I'm a tired ass boy. But yeah, Tim, Kira, either of you, if you guys want to add anything. Oh shit, that was a loud burp. My bad. Oh damn! Hey, get that rest, Kira. It is pretty late. Get that rest, my friend. Hey, I gotta rest my ass up here in a second too. Anyway, have a good night. Woo. Tim, if you're still on, my man, hope you have a good night, partner. I'm out. I am exhausted. I just need to get some sleep. A little root beer got me all riled up. All right, I'll catch you all later. Thank you guys for joining in. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. You guys are the best subscribers in the world. You're the best. You know it. You know it. You understand it. You're the GOAT. Later, everybody.